All right, now it's time to add the definition of a box plot to the definitions section of your project report. So here I am on the title page of my example report. And you can see the sections and subsections of the report here in the outline on the left-hand side. This would look very similar in Microsoft Word. And you can see the reason why this shows up in our outline is that if I click on like definitions here, this is defined as being a heading 1 style. And these ones which are indented in, if I left click on inversion, this is showing as being indented in because it's a heading 2 style. And if I click here on step 1, you can see how that's indented again. And that's showing up indented because it's a heading style 3. So we're going to create a definition for box plots right here after step 5, and we'll give that a heading 2 style right here. So here we are, step 5. I'm going to come to the end. Oh, the end of step 5 is here. Okay, I'm going to hit enter a couple of times. I'm going to give this a heading 2 style and call this box plot. And as soon as I hit enter, it goes from being a heading 2 style to being a normal text style. And you'll see since I applied a heading 2 style to the words box plot, it put box plot right over here in our outline. Okay. So this is where you'd give a little bit of an explanation of the box plot, and then we can give an example of what a box plot looks like. Let's see, let's make this example heading style 3. Okay, so that it shows up here underneath our box plot definition. And you're going to have to fill in the text yourself. So I'm just going to put some filler text here. Okay. So there's some filler text. And for an example, this is where we're going to put the illustration that was created in Google Slides. So what we want to do is insert a table that's 1 column and 2 rows. And we're going to insert the illustration here, and then we'll put a caption down below. So let's insert our picture. Let's see here, where do I have that? So the way you can do it is you can go to insert image, upload from computer. All right, so now it wants me to look in my file system for the picture. So let me do that. All right, so here's where I've got some box plot pictures. The one I want to use is this one. So this is the box plot illustration I made in the previous tutorial. Okay, and I don't want it to be that big. Let me go to image options. Let's see, let me change the size to maybe 2 inches high. Let's see if that shrinks it down enough. So what I'm looking for when I shrink this down is, does this text look at least the same in size as the body text there? That'll kind of give me a hint that this is going to be legible. And it looks like maybe I could go up to 2 1/4 high, maybe 2 1/2. There, now this text looks like it's about the same size as that text, so that looks about right. And what I want to do, let me see, can I center see. Let me see if I can center that picture. There we go. All right. Okay, so now I've got that graphic, that figure centered. And now I need to come down here and put a caption. So this is going to be figure. Don't know what figure number it's going to be yet. So I'm just going to say figure J. I don't think that that's one I've used yet. And I'm just going to say an example illustration. Typical plot with representing a 5 number, something like that. All right. So that's a box plot with a basic definition that you'll put here. And what you'll need to do is maybe kind of very simply define what minimum, maximum, median, and first and third quartiles are. Those don't need to be, long definitions, but at least just define what they are. So we have maximum, first quartile, median, just the second quartile. We've got Q3, which is the third. And let's make each of these heading style 3. And you'll see as I put heading style 3 in, you'll see it over here on the outline. Cut. 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 All right. And so for you, you're going to want to put in there like what the minimum is, what the definition of minimum is. So I'm just putting some placeholder text in there. You have to word it yourself, but I'm just giving you kind of the structure of what this should look like. So far in the class, you've learned what each of these are. You just need to give your own explanation of what these are. And I'm just pasting in some gibberish, actually. Of course, yours should be correct. Okay. Oh yeah, and there's one more. So we also need to talk about the middle 50% data. What is that? Let's give that also a heading style 3. And I'm just going to put some text in there. You need to put in the actual definition of what is being talked about. See, that didn't quite paste the way I wanted it to. That looks better. And now box plots can, also show distributions being skewed. So I want to put in here, maybe using plots to determine left, right, skewness. Distribution. Let's give that heading level 3. All right. So this is where you're going to kind of talk about what we mean about being left skewed or right skewed. Then we can drop in the two illustrations we made for what those different skewed box plots would look like. So because we've got two of them, we're going to insert a table that is 2 columns wide, 2 rows high. And this one, called figure K, this will be an example of a box plot representing a left skewed distribution. And then this one is going to be figure L, example of a box plot representing skewed distribution. All right, so now we need to insert 2 pictures here. So I'm going to put insert image, upload from computer. And here's a left skewed one that I made. 3x4. I think this is the one that I just made. Yes, left skewed. So that one's going to go there. And then the right skewed one is going to go here. So insert image, upload from computer, and then right skewed. All right, so that looks a little bit big, too big. What size did I make this one? I made it 2.5 inches high. So let's come down here and let's make this one also 2.5 inches high. And this one will make 2.5 inches high. So it'll look consistent with the one that we made above. And let's go ahead and maybe center these. Center that one. And center that one. Okay. So we've inserted the box plot definition. We've put a basic illustration of a box plot that we made earlier. We defined what each of these parts of a box plot represent. And this part, we talked about what the middle 50% of the data and how that's represented in a box plot. So you can talk about that here. And then box plots can actually determine whether the data distribution is left skewed or right skewed. And then this is what it looks like in a left skewed distribution. And this is what it looks like in a right skewed distribution. So that pretty well defines a box plot and how it's used.